What's up, y'all? It's your boy Caesar Alamo, aka Black Caesar, aka Slickback Jones the Don.
And it's Crazy P, aka CP, Fried Boy, Haitian Boy, Malta Boy. You know, it's been a while, but we're back. We're here. So let's get it.
All right, everybody, we're back at you with a new episode of Ignorant Banter, and today we got a lot of shit to talk through, so it's gonna be a jam-packed episode. All right, so what's good with you, CP?
I'm good, man. It's been a while, man. Like, we took some time off, but you know what I mean? When we have your own shit, you can do that. So
You can. When you're your own daddy, that's what you can do, bro.
exactly. We can take time off, come back. You know what I'm saying? This is our shit. So we apologize that you guys, haven't seen any new episode for 2 weeks, but I was in DR for a week, and so you know what I mean. I'm back. We're here, and it's gonna be lit.
True. Before we continue, shout out to the black cop that pulled me over the other day. The other day I got pulled over, and I was sweating, bro. I was like, God damn, like, fuck. That's America. You never know how shit's going to turn out. And when the cop walked to the window, I realized he was black. So I was like, true, what's good, bro? In my head, at least, because, I don't know, cops still be cops. So my tags were expired. My dog let me go. Shout out to black cops. Know what I'm saying? Black, blue lives matter.
They do, man. They do. Shit.
The good ones, at least.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
All right, so we're gonna get started with our first segment. Whose man's is this? So today, my whose man's is this actually goes to a woman. And it goes to none other than Kim Kardashian West. So Kim Kardashian put out this video on Snapchat, I think, and she was just saying, hey guys, I need all my followers to get off of Jeffree Star, who is this racist, very racist, not just like he doesn't say nigga, he says nigger, like 1920s racism. There's mad evidence, mad videos of this man calling people a nigger bitch, just calling people Mexicans and all that shit, like in a very demeaning manner. So this man has a history of being racist and all that. So Kim Kardashian, who in the middle of this whole Charlottesville white nationalist bullshit, who has a whole platform she can use to empower the black community, the community that her husband is a part of, the community that her kids are a part of, she comes out, uses her platform to defend this racist YouTuber or whatever the fuck he does, makeup artist. And she's saying, oh, yeah, we all have a past. Let's forgive him, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yo, who the fuck are you to, like, pardon people? You're not on the black committee to, like, be handing out pardons. Like, all right, let's forgive this nigga because he said that shit 10 years ago. It doesn't matter. Like, a racist is a racist, especially right now when we have Trump in the White House. Like, all that shit is dangerous. And then she had the nerve to come back and say, oh, well, I'm naive. I didn't know what I was speaking on. What the fuck? If you didn't know what you were speaking on, then why post shit in the first place? Like, shut the fuck up. It's very simple. Kim Kardashian. So that's who whose man's is this goes to. Any thoughts on that, CP?
Yeah, I'm not. My thing is, I hit like in America, bro. Like, you can say whatever the fuck you want, do whatever the fuck you want, and just apologize, make a statement. You know what I mean? And all is forgiven. And I'm like, yo, that shit don't work. I mean, like, this is the only country I know where you could say some crazy shit, bro, and just like go to therapy and apologize, and then just, all right, everything is good. You know what I mean? It's forgotten. And I'm like, like, once a racist, you're pretty much a racist. You know what I mean? Like, for good, So
right. America loves apologies. Like, anytime somebody apologizes, they're like, okay, I know he killed somebody's mom, but he apologized though. And it's like, what? An apology doesn't make up for doing fucked up shit.
But you know what? I'm gonna start using that logic, bro. Just saying some dumb shit like, "Yo, I fucking hate white people," and like, you know what? I apologize. I made a mistake, and shut up. Please forgive me. And next thing you know, all right, I'm good. Bruh, it's like anything you can do, you can just say this shit and just apologize, bro.
Yep.
Although I'm not sure if that works for black people though. I don't know.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, right? Okay, because I'm like, I don't know if that's true or not. So yeah, okay.
I mean, Bill Cosby. I mean, I don't think he could have apologized his way out of raping all those women. But it works for R. Kelly though. I think because I don't know how he's still around and not in jail. But maybe if you have
Yeah.
money, I don't know.
But Bill Cosby has a lot of money, so he should be able to apologize and be forgiven, right? You know what I
That's
mean?
true. Yeah. I don't
But
know. Maybe
I
it's a
guess
race thing.
he fucked up by trying to buy NBC, bro. So I guess that's what happened. I don't know. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say some shit though. Oh, can Usher apologize, bro, for giving that herpes, bro? Like, you know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
mean, I feel like Usher created the concept of apologizing with confessions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I cheated on you, but these are my confessions, so it's okay now. So we're good. We're good. So I feel like he just got to make a song apologizing for the herpes, and then America will take him back. That's all it takes.
All right. My whose man's is this goes to the guy who drove through the crowd in Virginia or whatever for the white nationalist uh or was it the protest or whatever. So anyway, I'm like, yo, like do you have to be that upset or like just that crazy in the brain to like think that's gonna solve anything? You know what I mean?
Right.
To do that like it's nothing, back out, and then for everyone to say, oh, he just has mental problems, no one's gonna call it a terrorist act. Like, are you serious? Like, that is the definition of terrorism right there, you know? So whose man's is this? And I don't know, man, it's just sad to see that that's happening and no one's calling it for what it is. Everything's sugarcoated. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like that's white privilege right there. Like, oh, I can run some people over with my car and still be okay. Like, bruh, even if I was mad and I wanted to run people over, I'd be like, bruh, how the fuck am I gonna get to work? What am I gonna use? Like, I would think about all that other shit. Like, not because I wouldn't want to do it, but because I think about like, fuck, now I gotta take the bus because I fucked my car up, or like going to jail. So he didn't think about any of that. And I just hate how the media can say, oh, mental illness, but if that person was Muslim or another race, then it's automatically terrorism.
Yeah, and like one of the white nationalist people was saying that he was provoked, and that's why he drove the car through the crowd. I'm like, what kind of like even if you were provoked, like which did not happen in the video, it's like what has have to happen to you to be that provoked to drive a car through a crowd? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, what? That's the result of, like, I don't know. It's all bullshit to me. So
Yeah, I mean, provoked. I can see like provoked is if somebody said some shit to him and he punched him in the face. I get that, but provoked. When you say somebody is provoked, I think of an instant reaction. I don't think of somebody getting into their car, turning the car on, like going after a crowd of people. That's like premeditated murder or terrorism. That's not provoked, bro. And we could say the same thing about terrorists. We could say America provoked them by fucking up their country.
actually, that's a fact, but we won't go there.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, man, that's my husband. I didn't even want to say his name because I don't think it's deserving to even put his name out there to glorify what he
Nah.
did. So, yeah. So we're gonna move on to hot shit. And my hot shit, man, goes to Jay Perry, which is a Haitian artist right now popping in Haiti. Um, and I don't know, man. I feel like artists like Drake be going to Jamaica, or Trinidad and Tobago, or all these other Caribbean islands, and not stealing their sounds, but using that sound to make a hip hop or pop hit. You know what I mean? In the States, and that shit goes
Mhm.
number one. But they always overpass Haiti, man. And this dude is popping right now, got mad hits. And it's not compa. This is like a zouk sound, which is almost like our version of reggae, you could say, for you guys who are not Haitian. But yeah, I just feel that y'all missing out. Check out Jay Perry, and for any of the big artists who are using the Caribbean sound, there's more than just reggae out there, and Kingston or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my hot shit.
Broaden your horizons. Know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So for mine, my hot shit goes to it's this new anime series called Children of Ether. and it's made with the help of Crunchyroll and LaShawn Thomas, who worked on the Boondocks. He did the animation and a lot of the work on the Boondocks. This is black anime. I'm so excited for it. I've been waiting for black anime for the longest. I mean, you might watch anime and there's like a black protagonist, there's like a couple black characters. Sometimes the black characters will have like big red lips because Japanese people can be fucked up. But yeah, so it's about time because I feel like there's a whole community, like a black nerd community that likes anime. So it's really good to see representation in that matter. They dropped the first episode at the end of July, and it looked amazing. It looked bomb. All the characters are black. It takes place in the city that kind of looks like New York. The protagonist is a black girl with powers and all that shit. So it's gonna be dope. If you like the Boondocks, if you like anime, check out Children of Ether on Crunchyroll. And my other hot shit, it goes to Haitian American Productions. So they're this funny group on Facebook. They make videos about growing up Haitian and stuff like that. So I went and saw them in live, and I was a little bit skeptical because you know how sometimes people might be good on Facebook or on video, but it might not translate to real life or all that. So I went to see them, and the whole 2 hours, that shit was bomb. Like back to back jokes. All of them in that group are pretty funny. So check them out on Facebook, Haitian American Productions.
Yeah, they are pretty funny. So yeah, they all their shit like have mad, support, bro, mad views. So big ups to that for sure. And I just want to say back to your anime segment, bro, that black nerds rock. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yep.
mad nerds out here, black nerds, in the STEM field, whether it be, engineering, science, in the space industry. So shout outs to y'all, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot of us out here, but we won't get no shine, but we out here.
Yeah, black nerds are slept on, bruh. It's our time now.
Real talk.
All right, so up next, word on the street. So this is where we talk about different segments, what's happening and things like that. So the first topic that we have is masculinity. So we're gonna tackle what it means to be a man, how culture shapes masculinity, masculinity in 2017, and all that. So basically the whole point behind this segment is really talking about like what it means to be a man. I know recently there's been a lot of conversations about like toxic masculinity, mansplaining, and how like raising boys to be boys leads to like domestic violence, domestic abuse, and all that. So we're just gonna start with the topic of toxic masculinity. Do you think that's a valid term? Do you think like masculinity can be toxic to a certain extent?
So is that saying like when you raise a boy to be like play like a man, right? Like don't cry, like those kind of sentiments?
Yeah, yeah, but then like it becomes toxic when and people use that a lot of times when it comes to recently with all the rape victims, um where even though the woman would say no, the men would still like rape them or not get their consent. Or when you look at all the football players that are abusing their wives or like beating their wives, have domestic abuse. When you look at people like Chris Brown that hit Rihanna, like, do you think that masculinity at a certain point can become toxic?
Honestly, I don't think so. Like I don't think when you raise a boy, to be strong or to be a man that way, that leads to them, being overly aggressive to rape, girls and all this kind of stuff, to abuse females. I don't think that has a correlation. I think if you're raising someone, there has to be a balance to where you can raise them to have that toughness about them, but also to show the other side of how to treat people. You know what I mean? And of how to show it's yin and yang. You know what I mean? So like it's a balance. You can't just be super tough and aggressive and not know how to balance and show kindness and treat people right. So I think it's a balance of how you do that. You know?
Yeah, it should be balanced, but I don't think a lot of boys are getting that balance. Like I feel like the way our society raises boys is like boys are raised completely tough and women are raised like completely soft. Like there's like you're saying, there should be a balance. I don't think kids are getting that balance. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when you look at football players, bro. Like when you look at football players, like I don't think football players have like any social skills, anything outside of just like picking up girls and stuff like that. That's why a lot of football players get hit with rape cases. That's why a lot of football players get hit with domestic abuse, domestic violence. Like look at that guy from the Giants. You know who I'm talking about? He just got suspended for 6 games because
Yeah.
of a domestic
Hmm.
violence case.
Zeke. Yeah.
Zeke, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's not being taught, in households, right, of that balance. You just most of these young boys are just learning just one sided of things, and maybe as they get older, like they don't know how to like show their emotion, how to be kind to females, how to not, you know what I mean, like that no means no, you know what I mean. So I think you're right. So I think it starts at the home, and it's the responsibility of the father and the mother to be able to have that balance in the household, because you can't expect the media or TV or schools to do that because they're not doing it. You know what I mean? So it's up to the household, which is not happening at all. I definitely agree that that's not happening.
It's
So
not. I mean, I feel like a lot of boys don't get raised. I feel like they just grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like parents are probably working 2 jobs or it might be like a single parent household. Um, so they don't have like any image of what masculinity is. So what do? They turn to like rap music, they turn to gangster movies, especially if you grew up in the 90s. Like all the gangster movies like like all the gangster movies that Tupac played in, Juice, Boys in the Hood, all that shit
yeah.
was like your image of what masculinity looks like. Um, yeah, so I feel like like kids aren't being raised at all. Like they're being raised by media
Hmm.
and they're being influenced by the people around them. So especially if you're in the hood, like what your role models are gonna be like drug dealers, like niggas with money, like the niggas with, especially if you live in Florida, the niggas with like the 24-inch rims and shit, and like always posting money pics on Instagram. So I mean, I just feel like that's why a lot of times I be wanting to condemn the black community, especially like when it comes to masculinity. But I just feel like people just don't know any better. Like you weren't taught any better. But that shouldn't be an excuse. But
No,
I think that's a
no, it
rationale.
shouldn't be an excuse, and that's why I respect artists like J Cole. If you listen to their lyrics, you know what I mean,
Yep.
that is painting you a different picture of what it should be. You know what I mean, like the real truth, or like shows like the Cosby Show, which is pretty old, but like I don't know if there's any new shows that shows how a black male should be acting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Besides comedy or whatnot. So I think I respect artists like J. Cole and Kendrick who are teaching, these kids, how to treat people, how to be a black male in America, besides just the toughness and the aggressiveness that you see throughout rap and other, you know, um, media aspects. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
um,
and Jay Z too. Now that he's a father, and now that he put out 444, yeah, Jay Z got off my shit list. Jay Z was on my shit list for the longest, but now he's you know what I'm saying? Like he's up there. He's up
yeah, but
there.
I mean, bro, he's up there with. I mean, I feel like J Cole has done more for that subject matter than Jay Z. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
for sure, for sure, absolutely.
And Jay's more doing. Jay shows is more doing of a financial aspect of it, which is needed for sure. I mean, you definitely need that too. But I'm talking about in terms of like black love and respect and not going fucking all these bitches and just being able to be one person. You know what I mean? Like all those things you don't really see um, heavily in rap. You know what I mean? And so I definitely respect Jay's last album though. But I think if we can get more artists who are going to be doing that, it would definitely help the culture as a whole. So,
Yeah, definitely. Question: do you think there's a difference between do you think culture affects how masculinity is viewed? So Do you think the definition of what a man is different when you're Haitian versus when you're just African American?
Hell yeah, bro. What? I think culture definitely affects, like how one views, like what a man is because yeah, like growing up in Haiti, you know what I mean? Like garçon c'est garçon, which is
Right.
which is like a man is a man, you know what I mean? Like you built tough, you built strong, like you don't take shit from nobody, you know what I mean? And so I'm sure over here there's different aspects of it from what you see on TV or whatnot. So um, I definitely think every culture has their own way of how they push that men views or whatever. And but it's up to us to realize that there has to be a balance because every culture has that, like tough thing about how men should be. But nonetheless, if you don't have the other side of it, then you just have one individual that's one sided that cannot live, a normal life to treat people right. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um,
And Haitians views on masculinity are like ridiculous. Like I remember one time I think I was younger and I told somebody in my family that I was cold and they're like, "You're a man, you can't be cold." I was like, "Nigga, what the fuck? Like my body can't function properly because I'm a man. Like I can't be cold. I got to be warm all the time." So, that's just an example, but I think in Haiti, masculinity, like being a man is more so about like kind of like how you carry yourself and your responsibilities towards your family. I feel like over here, being a man, especially if you're black, like the expected view of masculinity is like is like thug life, basically. A
it's more
gun.
it's more physical, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's more
exactly.
physical. I definitely agree. I definitely think yeah, you're right because um, my definition of a man is someone that is able to provide for their family, right? Is able to protect their family, is able to love their family, is able to you know be a backbone, but also know like when to be humble and like not be so like super strong. But I feel like you're right for here. It's like yo, you gotta be like a hard nigga all the time. You know what I mean? You gotta be hard. You can't show any kind of emotion. You can't be soft or you're a pussy. You know what I mean? So and so like when people grow up, they don't know how to like be with someone or have a family because they don't know how to love. All they know is like, yo, I'm built tough, I'm a
Yeah,
thug, I'm a
I'm
gangster,
fucking
I'm
all
a
these
G,
hoes.
I'm a G, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm an OG, you know what I mean? It's like all those
yep,
things means the same thing, and so um, yeah, man. So I definitely and people are hitting on J. Cole's last album because they're saying Charlamagne called his last album elevator hip hop music, and that's the
yep,
problem because he's singing, he's showing emotion in that album. People are saying, you know what, well, that's not hip hop. That's not what you know what I mean. Like, um, he's supposed to portray, and that's the problem because like, and when you see someone that's doing songs, that's singing, that's showing emotion, that's crying on the album, you see that as like not being manly enough, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like not being vulnerable and all.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I really like different the fact that different artists are just like finding different ways to express themselves and they're not being scared of their masculinity being questioned. I mean, I find it a little bit odd that all these new rappers are wearing like diamond chokers and all that. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I mean, I feel like people are being more open. Tyler the Creator put out an album called Flower Boy. You got Frank Ocean out here. I feel you got Bryson Tiller talking about like always saying about how he's cheating on some girl and like trying to explain it to her, like being vulnerable with his feelings. I think being vulnerable is becoming more and more accepted. Maybe like in the 2000s, that wouldn't have flied. They would have been like, bruh, you, if you're in R&B, you either talk about like dying for some girl or you talk about where the party at or you like in gangster rap. But now there's like a little bit more variation when it comes to like what masculinity can look like in hip hop.
And going off on how people dress, like, could you imagine someone if you were to go back right now to the year, let's say 2002, and dress how someone dressed today, bro? Like, with your skinny jeans on, with whatever you got on, like everything super tight. You probably be looked at a certain way. You know what I mean?
And you might get
Um,
attacked depending on where you
you
at.
you might get attacked. Yeah, real talk. And now fast forward, it's like, yo, that's the norm. Like you don't wear baggy shit no more. You know what I mean? Now it's accepted. Like, the heavy, like a strong thug nigga, they're gonna be wearing joggers and shit. And that's in the so culture evolves. You know what I mean? And so, which is, it's a good thing. But as long as people get both sides of it. So
Yeah. Yep. And I feel like, well, here's the thing. Like women, I feel like when women are growing up, I feel like women have a lot more, are raised more than men are raised. Because with women, it's like if you're from um, like a Latino or black or like Caribbean household, women got to learn how to cook, how to clean, how to do all that. But then the men just be chilling, like they just be on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Like because they know like when you grow up, you're not gonna be doing no house chores. Like you're probably gonna be at work all day, and then hopefully when you come home, you need to have a wife to be doing all the house chores. So then that's why women are like taught certain skills that men aren't taught. Women always got to worry about like decency and shit. Like they be telling girls like cover up. There's a man over. Like this is how you behave when you're a woman. Like this is what you got to do. But if you're a nigga, it's like just run wild, bro. Like everything is yours. Like you're able to do anything you want. I feel like especially in like white culture, that's why like a lot of white men feel like they can just do what they want. Like they were never told no. So they have whiteness and then they have the fact that they're a man. And that's why there's a lot of that talk about toxic masculinity because that's where it stems from.
damn, so that's like white men that's privileged, bro.
Yeah, bro,
Ooh, I
it's
just
like
got a new
double
term.
privilege.
um, but my thing is with that, like you have someone, right? Let's see, you got siblings. They grow up, and the boy just hangs out. It's his world. He plays whatever. He just does whatever he wants, and the girl cooks and does all this other shit. But in today's day and age, everybody goes to college. Everybody has a fucking bachelor's degree. Mostly everybody got a master's degree. And they expect both people to go to work. You feel me? And
Right.
so it's like, how the hell do you expect a female to get a bachelor's, get a master's, get a full-time job, career job, work, and then be doing that? You know what I mean? That cooks, clean, does all the other shit. And it's like back in the day, females just stayed home and cooked and cleaned and did laundry. But now this shit's even. Now everybody is equal in today's day. You know what I mean? So I think it's like people have to learn how to adjust to the new way of life because now it's not the same mind frame anymore. So
Yeah, and going off of that, there is this thread going around on Twitter where this guy was saying how like he didn't know he didn't know how to change a bed sheet, and then his girl had to do it for him, or his girl taught him how to change a bed sheet. His girl taught him about exfoliating and all that shit. It's like, bruh, it's 2017. You need to know all this shit you need to do to like be healthy for your hygiene, how to clean up your house. Like all those skills are needed. Like if you don't know how to do it, you need to learn. Like if you don't know how to cook, there's no excuse for that. Especially since now, it's not like in the old days where you had to like fill up a tub, put all the clothes in there, wash it by hand dry it outside, and then like wait until that shit dries, bring that shit inside. It's like, nah, bro, you just put it in the washer, you put it in the dryer. That's it. Like there's no excuse to not know how to do any house chores or like to not do it because you're a man. Because what happens if your girl breaks up with you? You just gonna sit there and like try to get another girl so your shit can get clean? Like I don't get that aspect.
yo, how do you feel about maids, bro?
If you can afford it, then hell yeah.
All right,
But you
yeah. I
should
mean,
still be like
huh?
a
Go ahead.
sufficient human being. You know what I'm saying? You don't know when you're gonna be broke. You might be rich today and be able to afford a maid, but then the next day you might go broke, and then now you don't got a maid and you're fucked. So you need to learn how to be a functioning human being, especially if you're an adult.
And for now, bro, everything's online. So if you really don't know how to do some shit, just type in that shit. Yo, Google
YouTube.
how do I brush my teeth?
How do I make cereal?
how do I take a shower? Yo, how do I make cereal and milk? Bro? I don't know. Like whatever you need to know, you can just go with that shit. You don't be embarrassed. Cause don't go ask someone, cause that's embarrassing. Just go on YouTube. Yo, how do I wipe my ass? You know what I mean? So
Right. How do I put on lotion?
yo, I don't know how I did it back in the day, bro. Like if you needed to know some shit back in the day, like what the fuck? Like you had to go to a library or some shit, or I don't know. But now,
Did.
literally, bro, everything you need to know, you can just look it up and not be embarrassed, really.
And there's a tutorial for everything on YouTube, bro. Like,
shit.
if you need a tutorial on how to put on your shoes, that shit is on YouTube. It's all on YouTube. There's no excuse.
Facts. So how do you personally define a man in today's age?
How do I define a man? I would say I define a man by like responsibility, bro. Like just being responsible, just being responsible for your own shit. I don't think being a man is like not being a man is when you like have kids everywhere, you don't take care of them. Like that's not manhood to me. Like you might be the hardest nigga, you might have like goals, ride a donk rider and all that, and then you got kids everywhere, you don't take care of them. I don't think you're a man in my eyes. Like that's not masculinity. Masculinity is just being like grown and taking care of your business, doing the shit you got to do, taking care of your commitments. Like don't fuck girls and then disappear. Like if they get pregnant, don't be like, all right, peace. Like it took two people to make a baby. So just being responsible, being about your shit. That's what I think being a man is. All that extra shit is made up bullshit by society.
So you think so? You can still be a man. Like what if you are, like all that you said is true. Like they're responsible, they do all that stuff, but then they do like all the quote unquote girl activities, right? So like let's say they do cheerleading and they like do ballet and all that stuff. Is that still in your eyes a man?
Hell yeah, that's still a man. I mean, it's not the traditional view of a man, but yeah, you can do gymnastics, you can do ballet, you can do whatever the hell you want. You know what I'm saying? If I had a friend that did ballet and he was a guy and I made fun of him all the time and that nigga started traveling the world and started making mad money and I was still working at McDonald's, I would feel like that nigga would be more of a man than me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't let that hold me back from anything. Like masculinity, like all those activities are just made up by society. I don't think that. And if you're a woman and if you're secure enough in your relationship, you're secure enough in what your man does, hell yeah. I mean, if you ask a woman, would she rather date a man that's bringing in the money through cheerleading, or would she rather work 3 jobs to support a man that ain't at home doing shit? I'm sure she would pick option A as being more of a man.
Shit, that's facts right there. I think more of society need to have that view, bro, and I'm not sure they do. So
They don't.
and that's the issue at hand.
Yep. So that kind of segues into our next topic, which is the white nationalist movement. It's not really a movement. It's just a bunch of angry white men um, carrying pistols and carrying torches.
Tiki
Just
torches, bro.
tiki
Not even like
torches.
real torches. Not like Game of Thrones. Like this is like tiki torches.
These
Oh
niggas went to Home
god.
Depot and stocked up on tiki torches, bro. And I'm sure somebody really needed tiki torches and they just fucked their shit up. So basically, the white nationalist movement, a bunch of angry white men. What are your thoughts on the whole movement?
Honestly, my thoughts are it's scary, bro. It's scary in the sense that um there are a lot of people who are part of this movement. It's not a small group, and they're nationwide. Like, there's a hate website, and they're like all over the states. So I think that's my first thing. You know what I mean? Is that it's scary that ideology still exists that strongly in 2017, bro. It makes me not want to have kids because I'm like, yo, how do you teach your kids or let them know that, yo, like there's people out here that hates you solely based on your skin color. You know what I mean?
You
So,
just gotta put them in
um,
karate so they can just kick a racist ass. That's it.
bruh, karate. They got guns, my nigga. Like, I don't think that's gonna do anything. I'm just saying, you can't
Give
bring
them
a
gun
knife to a
classes. You know what
gunfight.
I'm saying? Strap up, everybody.
But I don't know. I just think I just hope I don't know. Like, do you ever see a Civil War Part 2 happening in the next 50 years or so? I don't know.
No, I think. Well, I want to say I'm glad this is happening because it shows all the liberals, all the people saying that, oh, Obama's president now. There's no more racism. All these people, not I'm not saying that these people didn't know racism existed. They just chose to pretend like it didn't exist. So now that they have the proof in their face, they have all these pictures of these men holding torches who, by the way, did not get attacked by the police, did not get hosed down. Like, it makes no sense. Like, these people can like just gather and do all this shit, have guns at sight, have torches, look angry, and still not get taken down by the police. So it makes no sense. But yeah, I'm glad this is happening.
So I was having this debate, with a colleague, and pretty much, like a lot of people are trying to get the statues of the Confederates down, of like Robert Lee or whatever, and more people or whatever. And so his argument was, you know what, it's just a statue. Like, just let them have the statue. It doesn't mean anything to us, and just move on. And I'm like, how can you say that? Because that stands for, you know what I mean? The statement that we are inferior to whites, and that slavery, is more profitable, and was a view that they agreed with. And I'm like, you have to fight to get that down, even though even though it won't kill the ideology, but the symbolism there is strong. You know what I mean? And so I think it's definitely a fight that people should fight. And people live in a community and they want to have a statue down that they don't agree with. I think they should be allowed to take that down.
Yeah, nothing is ever just a statue. Like, the flag is not just a flag. I can't you get arrested for burning a flag or some shit like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not just that. A Nazi swastika, oh, it's just a cross and reverse, or like, nah, bro. Like, it has meaning to it. If it didn't have a meaning to it, then why are all these people protesting? You know what I'm saying? This is another example of when people know some shit is more than what it is, but then they're like making excuses for it, and they're like not confronting reality. It's kind of like saying Colin Kaepernick didn't stand up for a song, but it's
Yeah.
not just a song because now he can't get hired. So like, things have symbolism, they have meaning, and I don't get why they're so obsessed with these statues because these niggas lost the war. Like, what are you celebrating? Losing? I don't get it.
Um. Yeah, like, they lost the war, so it's like it don't. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. Like, if you have a war, if you have a battle, like, I'm pretty sure like the loser doesn't get to keep any statues up once they. You know what I mean? Like, any wars you go through in history has always been that way. But anyway, I just know, man, if shit pops off, bro, I'm a very short flight to Haiti, so I'm good either
True.
way. You know what I
Same
mean?
here.
So yeah.
Yo, when shit pops off, I'll switch up real quick. I'll be like, I'm not black, I'm Haitian.
Bruh, that's absurd, bro. You can't say that. That's absurd, bro.
Like, I don't speak English. I don't know.
I don't speak the language. I don't speak the language. Yeah, honestly, bro, I think this, I don't know. Like, it's crazy that the scariest thing is that there might be people at your job who feel this way or who are part of it, and you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have to work with these people every day and shit like that. So,
Ever since the white nationalist march, have you ever looked at someone and kind of like wondered if they're low key, a white nationalist?
bro, before this, I promise you, this is probably wrong, but every white person I see, I always think that they're, uh racist.
You know what's interesting though? A lot of the people, well, a majority, 99% of that march was white men. So I don't know, like, are white women like on the left side, or are they just like hidden racism? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on with that.
I think they're probably in the shadows because I watched the documentary and um the wives of the one I saw, they were pretty strongly, all in that shit, bro. So I think they're definitely there, but not as as seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe the
So
men are
um,
bolder.
yeah.
But something I gotta say about the whole white nationalist movement, march or whatever, even though there's like when you look at the picture of the white guys with the torches, it's pretty scary. It brought it shed a new light on white people for me because when you look at the people protesting them, a lot of them are white. I didn't see a lot of black people out there. I saw like maybe one or two black people like opposing, like the other side opposing them. It looks like the Civil War might be fought between white people, bro. Like black people just gonna be on the sides, like, oh, okay, we doing this shit again. Like, I bet.
Honestly, because like when I first saw the video of the guy who drove the car through the crowd, I didn't know what was going on. I thought the driver was against the movement or their movement and hit like one of the white nationalists. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
because
I
you
did
saw a
because
lot of white people flying in the air,
yeah,
right?
I had no clue, bro.
And then there's a video of the leader of the movement. He gave a speech on campus, and then he was getting tackled, bro. Like people were just attacking him, like trying to punch him, like just doing all crazy kinds of shit to him. And it was all white people. Like he got tackled by a white woman. So it's like, yo, he fell in the bush
Wait,
and all.
but your real talk. Why aren't there any black people at these protests? Like for real, for real. Like
There's
what do
a
you think
couple
that
things it
is?
could be. One, black people gotta work, bro. I feel like these protests be happening during the day, like 10:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Black people be at work. Like we're still fighting another kind of slavery, like economic slavery, my nigga. We can't be like, oh, all right, boss, I'll be back. I gotta take down some white nationalists. I'll be back. But I feel like white people would just be having mad time to fight the cause. So shout outs to
Yo,
y'all.
even how Friends was stolen from Living Single, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so I read a good point that did you realize that in Friends, like nobody had a job at all, right?
Right.
Whereas
Yeah.
In Living Single, each character had a job, bro. They had to go to work. Like,
Exactly. Like you had a
so,
lawyer, you had a magazine editor. Yeah,
yeah,
friends, they just be just living life. No
at the
worries, no
coffee shop,
bills.
yeah. So,
And they had nice apartments and shit too.
so even in TV shows, bro, they don't gotta work, man. So I don't know, man. It's crazy out here. Um,
But another thing, it could be the demographic of Charlottesville, I think it's called. It could be the demographic. It's in South Carolina. So maybe it's a very white town.
or maybe we too afraid because if they're bringing ticket torches, bro, I'm sure they're armed. They got guns. You know what's gonna happen if black people show up with guns, bro? You know what's gonna happen,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
so it's like you know what I mean. Is it even worth it to go out there and give them what they want? They want a platform. They want to fight. They want to like have that shit go down. And so it's really. Let them waste them time. You know what I mean? Like let them come waste them time and just look stupid out there and it's whatever to me. But
Yeah, I feel like they're actually hurting their own cause. You know what I'm saying? Like just going out there with torches, with guns. Yes, that could have worked in the 1920s because there's no newspaper and they would have been like scaring black people. But now the world like takes side. You know what I'm saying? Like Iran, Iraq, the whole world is watching America and they can see just how fucked up everything is. Before everything was hidden because there is no media, but now these people are hurting their own causes. But yeah, black people, didn't get involved. And like I'm saying, maybe it's the demographic of where it is. Maybe all the black people don't live near that college area. Maybe they live on the outskirts of the city and they didn't even know about the march. So, yeah, I think it was the demographic, the time all that shit happened. But yeah, shout outs to the white people, the allies on the other side, you know what I'm saying, fighting racism. Shout outs to y'all. That's why I be trying to tell people, yo, like, let's not lump everybody together. Like, let's not just say all white people are evil, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And yo, did you see the? I guess there was a guy at the march, you know what I mean, who was just going ham, bro. And then he found out after the march that there was a warrant out for his arrest.
Mm-hmm.
He started crying, bro, live on Facebook about it.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I saw that. I saw that.
And I'm like, how you gonna be so tough talking about, yeah, kill these niggas, and then next thing you know, you like start crying because they have. I'm like, what? Like, I'm so lost. Why are you crying on Facebook, bro, about possibly being arrested? It's all. I think these. Like, if we went to war with these people, bro, we would crush them, bro.
Oh, for sure. For sure. They soft as fuck.
So,
And did you see the one? There's this funny ass video where this guy, um, he was like in the march and shit, right? He's in the march. He's like angry and yelling, and then like a black guy came up to him. He's like, "What's up? What's good?" And he like takes off his fucking racist shirt, like the racist hat and everything. And he's like, "Bro, don't hit me, bro. Don't hit me. I'm just doing this. I'm just doing this for fun, bro. I'm not even." He's like, "I'm not even a Nazi. I don't really care about it."
that's crazy, bro.
He switched up so fast, bro.
Also, back to that march, there was one Asian guy walking with them. I don't know if you saw that, but I think they need to, the Asian population, the Asian race need to come out and make a statement for that. So
Yeah, I'm like, do you know what you signed up for? Don't you know that Nazis only like white people? But that's called Stockholm syndrome, and that's what Colin Kaepernick said about Michael Vick. Like the people that oppress you, kind of Stockholm syndrome is pretty much like sometimes the people that get kidnapped, they start developing feelings for their abuser or whoever caught them. And it's the same thing with the black community. Like when you see black people wearing the Confederate flag or black people just saying white lives matter, black lives don't matter. Like when you see Asians doing that, it's like they're supporting white supremacy, but white supremacy will never support them. So too bad.
At the end there, I really truly believe like these kind of ideologies, you really can't fix them, or you really can't like win, because even if you were to kill all, like, well, that's connection, but if you were to take out all these people who believe this stuff, the belief is still gonna be there somehow. You know what I'm saying? So just go about your life, man, and just know that even though like there's different groups like all over the country, but as a whole, they're a very small minority of people in comparison to the, you know what I mean, to the whole country. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And when you look at the video of the, I don't know if you saw the video of a statue being taken down. There was a statue that the people just wrapped something around it and they brought it down, and people just started kicking it, spitting on it, just going ham, bro.
I didn't see that one. Damn.
Yeah,
That sounds lit though.
they brought it down and they're just attacking the statue. It was intense. It was intense. It was a lot to watch. But yeah, and when you look at that too, a majority of the people there were white. So I'm like, man, really, the Civil War is gonna be fought between white people, bro. Real shit.
I think that's fair, bro. I think we should all just be on the sideline to just watch them fight, go at it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just get some popcorn, get a few drinks, you know what I mean, a few beers. Like, yo, y'all just go at it, and if y'all need help, just let us know and we'll just hop in, bro.
Right. That's the reparation I need. That's all the reparation
Yo.
I need. But nah, I
That
mean,
would
like,
be lit.
$1 million wouldn't hurt either. But
I think we need more than that, bro. I think it's more than that. You know what I mean? Like 100 billion, bro. Shit.
But you know, in the how when we talked about racism in the Afro Latino community, right? Like racism in the Latino community, we're saying if you don't like black people, give us back the drums, give us back the spices. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Dan salsa with just the snares. Same shit goes to white supremacists and the people that want the Confederate statues to stay up. If you really love the Confederacy so much, give us back. Like you need to, America needs to live in a third world country. So we need to just have like a little third world country section. You know what I'm saying? Like somewhere in the South. And we're just gonna
Mm-hmm.
have like a bunch of like cotton fields and all that shit, and all the white supremacists can go back to that time and they can work the field themselves if you miss it so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us back technology, give us back all the advancements, because America would not be such a great power, like a leading world power, had it not been for slavery. Like all the other countries, they had to work and like everybody had to work to like bring the country up. But with America, when you look at it, the slaves were out working, and then the masters weren't doing shit. Pretty much the same concept as living single and friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the black people were working, the masters weren't doing shit. So then, if you miss that time period so much, all you got to do is like work the field yourself. It's gonna be a third world country, kind of, because all the advancements that black people did are not gonna be available to you. So we're just gonna take all that shit back, and you can just live in the fields for yourself. So that's my proposition to y'all, white nationalists.
Shit, give us back hot sauce, peanut butter, Kool
Right.
Aid,
Yup. Yup.
hip hop music,
Traffic lights, because
blues.
that was invented by a black woman.
Shit, all that shit, bro. Jazz. Let's get to all that shit back.
Oh yeah, give us back jazz, please. Swing, like
Swing.
dancing. Yep, that was black before y'all took it over. Give us back our
Yo.
terms like lit, like all that shit. Don't be saying lit.
Yeah, don't be saying that shit. We out here, gang, gang. Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
nah, y'all can't say that. You know what? Just give us back all music. How about that?
That is true.
Yeah.
Because it all comes from us, right?
Yeah, like just use a banjo. That's your shit.
Just use the bench.
Nothing with drums. Nothing with any kind of rhythm. Just give us back like all spices, all that shit.
Bruh, that shit would be. Could you imagine like going to fucking McDonald's, bro, or like any restaurant if we could take everything back? God damn.
Right. You
Um,
can't get a McChicken because like the whole concept of like putting chicken in batter and frying it, a black
was
concept.
it? Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
All right, we can go on for days about all this. Just give us everything back. You just get a banjo and fucking.
And go camping, pretty much. You live out of a tent, right? Like you hunt for your food and you camp and you live like the wildlife. That's it.
Yo, all right. Yeah, I saw a funny before we go because we gotta move on.
We do.
Saw a funny thing on Instagram, and it goes like this: the reason you don't see many white policemen at Klan rallies is the same reason Spider-Man and Peter Parker are never in the same room.
Yo. That makes so much sense, bro. So much sense.
Yo, I was dying, bro. I was dying when I saw that shit, bro. It's so true, bro. It is so true because you never see any like cops, bro, at these rallies, bro. Like Klan rallies, bro.
Or it'd be like one black cop protecting the whole shit. It's like, where the white cops at? Now
Oh,
we
God,
know.
I can't. I'm done, bro. That's crazy.
So, yeah, you can go first for your fuck you mean.
All right, so my fucking mean goes to Trump. I'm upset I almost missed the segment because yeah, this shit had me heated, bro. Like this nigga said he came out after the whole movement and said, you know, that both sides are to blame. Then he came out and said, you know what, neo-Nazis are bad, it's terrorism, you know, there's no place for this kind of hate in this country. Then he came out again and said the same bullshit about both sides are to blame. I'm like, how the fuck do you have both sides to blame? Like literally one side is fighting to have freedom, like to be able to just be able to live like a human being and not be seen as less of a person. And you have the other side that's like, yeah, we just want to have white people just live by themselves. We don't want the race mixing. Like, you know, you guys are niggers. You guys don't belong here. I'm like, yo, like, there's clearly only one side to blame here. You know what I mean? So this guy's an idiot, man. And honestly, bro, I don't fucking watch any more politics, bro. I don't even want to, like, I've with Barack Obama, like I feel like so many young people, right, was so got into politics, and I feel like now, bro, I'm just turned off, and I feel like a lot of
It's
people are too. You
tiring.
know what I mean?
It's a
So,
lot of work, bro.
um,
It's emotionally draining to keep up with all this shit.
yeah, it's tiring, and I feel like because of those kind of like back and forth and like saying shit that makes no sense and like taking it back, saying it again, I'm like, yo, like I don't really care what happens in the next 4 years. I just don't care anymore about anything in this country when it comes to politics.
Yeah, like what's
And
up with all that backpedaling, bro? Like if you say something, stick to it. I feel like people always do that shit. Him, Kim Kardashian, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, racists suck. And it's like, oh, wait, actually, there's many sides. Like, fuck you mean many sides, bro? This is not a fucking octagon. There's only one fucked up side.
fucking
That's it.
side.
One side. That's it.
Bro, it's to me, it's just I can't comprehend, I can't fathom like how can people think this way. It's like how can you be that like just plain stupid, bro? I don't
Dumb.
know, but at the end of the day, I think this is the last time I am going to bring up or mention Trump in the podcast because I'm fed up. I give up, and it's never gonna change. And so, if I do bring up Trump from now on, please call me out on this.
All
Let me
right,
know.
I'll bring
Yeah,
him up. I'll do the work. I got it.
bet.
So my fuck you mean goes to the American healthcare system. So 2 weeks back, I was having some pain. I went to the ER, and real shit, these niggas like I just walked into the hospital. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna do some blood tests." I'm like, "All right, cool." Next thing I know, I'm hooked up to a fucking IV, bro. I'm like, "What the fuck?" I didn't ask for no fucking IV. Why the fuck am I getting an IV if I'm only having side pain? First of all, second of all, they're like, they did a test on me and they're like, yeah, your appendix looks enlarged. We're gonna have to take out your appendix. My nigga, what? Y'all niggas, I was heated, bro. I was like, y'all not gonna take my motherfucking appendix because I only got one. I can't grow another one. So I was pissed and like, yeah, we need you to stay overnight. I was like, I gotta work. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, I didn't come here for all this shit. Like, I just came here for y'all to give me some medication and send my ass back. And the only reason why I even went to the ER is because in order for me to see a doctor, there was a wait of like a month, over like 5 weeks for me to see a doctor. And I'm like, what if I was really dying? So I either had to do the high cost of an emergency room or wait 5 weeks and I could die. Like, that shit makes no sense. The way the American healthcare system is set up, that shit just felt greedy. It felt like I was being robbed. It felt like I was being scammed. Um, and I know they're gonna charge my insurance for the IV. I know they're gonna charge my insurance for all the tests they did. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna prescribe you a bunch of medication. I didn't need all that shit. They're like, yeah, we're gonna give you a medication for pain. We're gonna give you a medication for vomiting. And I'm like, I'm not exhibiting any of these symptoms. Like, I don't get it. So the American healthcare system fucking sucks. Y'all try to rob me, but y'all couldn't. Fuck out of here. And that's who my fuck you mean goes to.
Bro, like, what if the doctor that wanted to take out your appendix was a white nationalist, bro?
Oh my
He's like, we're gonna take him out right
God.
now. He wouldn't even know it, bro. Let's just take the nigga out, bro. Undercover, bro. I'm telling you,
You'd be
bro.
like
That
one
could have
less
been.
nigger with an appendix.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, it's sad, bro, because the American healthcare system is all profit driven. Actually, everything in America is all profit driven.
Profit driven. Yep.
And I hate that you get a medication for the medication for the symptom of the. I'm like, what the
Right,
fuck, bro?
yeah.
Like,
That's what they're saying. They're like, we're going to give you a medication for pain, but it's going to make you nauseous. So we're going to give you a medication for the nausea. And then the medication for the nausea might give you pain stomach. So we're going to give you something for your stomach. I'm like, bruh, what the fuck? This is OD. Like, all y'all exaggerating. I've never been so upset in my life, bro. Like, it fucking sucks. And then so that's why I hate when people try to make it seem like our healthcare system is like, they try to make it seem like, oh, our healthcare system is the best in the world. Obamacare just sucks. Like, no, the whole shit is fucked up. All of it.
I definitely agree. That's why I'm from the island. So if anything happens, I'm just gonna drink some tea and if I die, or so be it. I'd rather go out like that than go to a fucking hospital and get killed that way.
And
So,
I get it. I
um,
mean, before I didn't understand like the Caribbean fear of not going to the doctor. Now I get it. Especially, can you
bruh,
imagine?
yeah,
I was gonna say, can
it's
you imagine if you didn't speak English at all? Like,
mhm.
you would have been like, if I was an older person who didn't speak English, who didn't understand what was going on, I would have been fucked, and I would have had so many bills, and I would have been fucked by the American healthcare system.
Bro, it's real. Like I really feel like the scare of not going to the hospital from Caribbean people is real because I feel like in other countries when you go there, like they give you shit that you need to take for
Right.
a reason. Whereas here, bro, all they care about is the more meds you get, the more money they're getting. You know
Yup.
what I mean? So,
And they
um,
want you to be hospitalized. Like, they want you to stay in the hospital, but not for too long, because if you stay for too long, then you run up their rooming costs. So they want you
right.
to stay for a couple of nights, and they trying to kick you out. It's all fucked up, man.
Shit, I ain't going. So, let me die in peace, bro. You know what
And now I'm
I'm saying?
saying, just give me some gin. That's it. Give me some gin on my
Some
deathbed.
shit.
Send me off on a good note.
Nah, man, just give me some Malta and some carnation milk, bro, and I'll die happy as hell, bro. Real
Hey,
talk.
bro, you probably recuperate, bro. All you need is Malta, carnation milk, a little bit of Vicks. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Shit,
You
that's all
good.
you need.
Rub some Vicks on your temples. You're good.
All right, we out here. All right, so now for the quotes segment, man. What you got, bro?
All right. So my quote is, it's from Yoda from Star Wars, and it's do or do not. There is no try. That's it.
Context? Can I get some explanation there?
Oh yeah, I'll give you some context. So he was training one of these niggas. I don't know, one of these Jedi niggas. Um, there's too many Star Wars for me to keep up with. I mean, I think it's Anakin. I want to say it's Anakin or Luke Skywalker. I just know he turned out to be evil in the end. Anyways, so Yoda was training him, and he was trying to get him to like be in sync with the Force and use the Force, and he wasn't getting it. And then the guy he's training, he's like, "Yo, I'll try." So Yoda just snapped, bruh. Yoda wasn't having any of that. She's like, "Bruh, do it or don't. There's no trying." So that's wisdom from Yoda from Star Wars. Cheers.
All right, I fuck with it. All right. Here's my quote, man. My quote is "Fuck the white nationalists," and I hope all y'all grandkids are mixed. From Crazy P, myself, and that's just how I feel, man. I just hope everybody out there that's marching, that's saying, this is our soil, this is our, blood and soil, this is our streets, da 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 da. I'm like, I hope most of y'all grandkids come out mixed. You know what I mean? Brown as hell, black as hell, because that's how it is. Get with the program, or just fucking just shut the hell up, because that's the truth. That's the reality right now that we live in, and you're not ever gonna have a strictly white fucking nation.
You
So,
not real shit.
that's it.
Never gonna happen. Sorry to break it to y'all. All right, so
All right,
sponsorships.
sponsors.
Who's sponsoring this episode?
Shit, bro. I think it should be the doctor that almost took you out, bro. I don't know why. It just came to my head, bro. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop playing, bro. She. I don't know, man. Who should be the fucking sponsor for this podcast?
I would say the sponsor for this podcast would be, I would say Sedano's. Have we shouted out Sedano's before?
I don't think we have. Have we?
I
Fuck,
feel
maybe
like
we
shouted
have,
out
but
Aldi's, but not Sedano's.
no. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Sadan, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, yo, shout out to Sedano's. You guys have the best customer service. I can't really communicate with any of y'all workers, but I'll be putting my Spanish to use. Cheap ass prices. Everything is for the low. It's not really crowded. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sedano's. Thank you for sponsoring us. Yeah, hook us up with some pastelitos and all that shit.
And also, just to add that there's a Sedano's right here if you live in Orlando on Curry Ford. So check them out, because that's where I go to get my Haitian fix with my sports shake and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Sedano's. And in some Sedano's, what they actually have is they actually have like a little food spot in the back. So you can get like mad food, shop, get some pastries, do whatever you got to do all in one, bro. And then, yeah. So if you want to boycott Walmart, because the CEO of Walmart is still on Trump's board, I don't know if you know, but a bunch of people left Trump's boards, a bunch of CEOs, but the CEO of Walmart is still on there. If you want to boycott Walmart because Walmart sucks anyways, they don't pay their employees, and the CEO is fucking with Trump, go to Sedano's, bruh. Support Latino culture. You know what I'm saying? Support minorities.
Yes, I definitely agree. Support brown culture, black culture, same cultures. You know what I mean? So one people.
Yep. Minorities unite. Fuck the KKK.
Fuck the whites. Okay, I apologize.
The
This is
bad
America,
whites.
so you know what I
The bad
mean.
whites.
The what?
The
The
bad
bad
ones.
ones. Yeah, exactly. Fuck the bad ones.
Alright, so this has been another episode of Ignorant Banter, and it's your boy, Black Caesar, aka Caesar Alamo, aka Slickback Jones, the Don.
Yeah, and we're back. We took off, 2 weeks, but we out here. Coming back full force. We hope you like the podcast. Go on iTunes. Go on fucking SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, High Five, MySpace, you name it, and just like us. Give us a review, subscribe, share. Just do what you gotta do. We appreciate it. Crazy P, aka CP, aka Haitian boy, Malta boy, Zo boy, fried Malta, fried beans, fried plantains, and yeah, gang gang.